Okay, today we're going to read the art lesson. And this video is going to be a little bit harder. It's going to be hard, okay? But that's okay. So, this is Tommy. Tommy knew he wanted to be an artist when he grew up. He wanted to be an artist. He drew pictures everywhere he went. It was his favorite thing to do. He loved to draw pictures. So here he drew pictures on the sidewalk. Picture, right? A little bird, a heart, a house with a tree. He drew this picture. Okay. His friends had favorite things to do too. Jack collected all kinds of turtles. So he's got his turtles, right? Herbie made huge cities in his sandbox. He made cities. So this is a sand castle. It's a castle made out of sand, right? But it's actually a city. That's pretty cool. Jeannie, Tommy's best friend, could do cartwheels. This is a cartwheel. And stand on her head. See that? She's standing on her head. But Tommy drew and drew and drew. Look, Tommy drew Jack and Herbie and Jeannie, Maureen, Joseph. Wow, Tommy drew a ton. These are Tommy's cousins, okay? His twin cousins, twins, right? Because they're the same. They look the same. His twin cousins who are already grown up were in art school learning to be real artists. So they are learning to be artists. That's pretty cool. They told him not to copy and to practice. So he did. Not to copy, right? Don't copy anybody else. Make original work. Do your own work. Tommy put his pictures up on the walls on his half of the bedroom. So this is Tommy's side, and he put all his pictures, right? This is somebody else's side. Maybe it's Tommy's brother. Maybe Tommy's brother. I think Tommy's brother likes baseball, right? Look, his mom put them up all around the house. All around the house. So she put pictures up, Tommy's pictures, on the wall, on the fridge. That's great. Tommy's dad, his dad took them to the barber shop where he worked. So this is Tommy's dad. He's a barber. He cuts hair, right? And here's Tommy's pictures. Tommy's dad hung them on the wall in the barber shop. Tom and Nana, Tommy's Irish grandfather and grandmother, had his pictures in their grocery store. Wow. So look, they have a grocery store. They sell food, right? Look, cookies, bread, who knows? And they put Tommy's pictures up. Nana Fall River, that's Tommy's other grandma. His Italian grandmother, put one in a special frame on the table next to the photograph of Aunt Chloe in her wedding dress. Okay, so basically she put Tommy's picture in a special frame on the table. All right? Once, Tommy took a flashlight and a pencil under the covers. Here's the covers of Tommy's bed. And he took a flashlight and a pencil, and he drew pictures on his sheets. Oh my gosh. So here's his sheets. Pillow, covers, sheets. He drew pictures on his sheets. Oh no. But when his mom changed the sheets on Monday and found them, she said, "No more drawing on the sheets, Tommy." Look, no more drawing on the sheet. Tommy said, "Whoopsies." His mom and dad were having a new house built. So Tommy drew pictures of what it would look like when it was finished. So this is the house, the summer house, his room. Tommy drew lots of pictures, right? When the walls were up, one of the carpenters build things out of wood. So they build, tables, chairs, houses, okay? One of the carpenters gave Tommy a piece of bright blue chalk. There's the chalk. Tommy took the chalk and drew beautiful pictures all over the unfinished walls. So it's okay that Tommy drew pictures on the walls because they're unfinished. They're not painted yet. Okay, so that's okay. But when the painters came, his dad said, that's it, Tommy, no more drawing on the walls. Okay, because after painting, it's not okay to draw on the walls. Tommy couldn't wait to go to kindergarten. So Tommy's probably 5 because he's going to go to kindergarten. He's 5 years old. 5. His brother Joe told him there was a real art teacher who came to the school to give art lessons. That's pretty cool. When do we have our art lessons? Tommy asked the kindergarten teacher. When's the art lessons? Oh, you won't have your art lessons till next year, said Miss Bird. Oh, next year? That's sad. But we are going to paint pictures tomorrow. That's cool. It wasn't much fun. Did Tommy like it? No, he didn't like it. The paint was awful, and the paper got all wrinkly. This is wrinkly. Wrinkly, okay? Miss Bird made the paint by pouring different colored powders into different jars. So look, this is powder. She poured powder into the jar and mixing them with water. So pour water and mix, and it makes paint. The paint didn't stick to the paper very well, and it cracked. It cracked. The paint cracked on the paper, and it didn't stick. Ugh, that's awful. If it was windy, when Tommy carried his picture home, if it was windy, the paint blew right off the paper. So look, the paint blew off the paper. Okay? At least you get more than one piece of paper in kindergarten, his brother Joe said. When the art teacher comes, you only get one piece. One piece of paper. Tommy knew that the art teacher came to school every other Wednesday. So is it every Wednesday? No. It's one Wednesday, yes. One Wednesday, no. One Wednesday, yes. So every other Wednesday. He could tell she was an artist because she wore a blue smock. This is a smock. So a smock is not a coat. It's a painter's coat. So painters wear smocks, okay? She wore a blue smock over her dress, and she always carried a big box of thick colored chalks. There's her box of chalks. Once, Tommy and Jeannie looked at the drawings that were hung up in the hallway. Here's the drawings. They were done by the first graders. So there's kindergarten and then there's first grade. Your pictures are much better, Jeannie told Tommy. Ha, your pictures are better. Next year when we have real art lessons, you'll be the best one. You're going to be the best one. All right. Tommy could hardly wait. That means he couldn't wait. He's so excited. He practiced all summer. Then, on his birthday, which was right after school began, so his birthday might be in August or September. My birthday's in August. Right after school begins, right? His mom and dad gave him a box of 64 Crayola crayons. 64 crayons. There it is, his box of crayons. Regular boxes of crayons had red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, brown, and black. This box had so many other colors: blue, violet, turquoise, red, orange, pink, even gold, silver, and copper. Wow, that's a lot of colors. Class, said Miss Landers, the first grade teacher, next month, the art teacher will come to our room. So on Monday, instead of singing, we will practice using our crayons. On Monday, Tommy brought his 64 crayons to school. Miss Landers was not pleased. That means she's not happy. Everyone must use the same crayon. She said, school crayons. Here's the school crayons. School crayons had only the same old 8 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just 8 colors. As Miss Landers passed them out to the class, so she passed them out to the class, she said, "These crayons are school property. They belong to the school. So do not break them or peel off the paper, or wear down the points." Wear down the points is when you write so much it gets dull, okay? Pointy, dull. How am I supposed to practice being an artist with school crayons? Tommy asked Jack and Herbie. How am I supposed to practice with school crayons? That's enough, Tommy, Miss Landers said. And I want you to take those birthday crayons home with you and leave them there. And Joe was right. They only got one piece of paper. Oh my gosh, that's awful. Finally, the day of the art lesson came. Tommy could hardly sleep that night. He couldn't sleep. He was worried. The next morning, he hid the box of 64 crayons under his sweater, and went off to school. He was ready. Look, he hid them under his sweater. The classroom door opened and in walked the art teacher. Miss Landers said, "Class, this is Mrs. Bowers, the art teacher. Patty, who is our paper monitor this week, will give out one piece of paper to each of you." So Patty gives one piece of paper to Herbie, one piece of paper to Jack, one piece of paper to Jeannie, one piece of paper to Tommy, right? And remember, don't ruin it because it's the only piece you'll get. Now, pay attention to Mrs. Bowers. "Class," Mrs. Bowers began, "because Thanksgiving is not too far away, we will learn to draw a pilgrim man, and pilgrim woman, and a turkey." So this is a pilgrim woman. Pilgrims were from a long time ago. They lived in the United States a long time ago, like, I don't know, 250 years ago, okay? Pilgrims. And pilgrims, actually longer, right? Maybe 300 years ago. And pilgrims were the first people to come from Europe to the Americas, all right? Watch carefully and copy me. So Thanksgiving, maybe you know what Thanksgiving is. It's a holiday in the United States where you eat turkey, you eat lots of food, and you remember the pilgrims, okay? Copy. Tommy knew that real artists didn't copy, right? Because his cousins told him to not copy. This was terrible. This was supposed to be a real art lesson. He folded his arms and just sat there. Folded his arms. Okay? He folded his arms and he just sat there. "Now what's the matter?" Miss Landers asked. "What's the matter?" Tommy looked past her and spoke right to Mrs. Bowers. So Tommy didn't talk to Miss Landers. He talked to Mrs. Bowers. "I'm going to be an artist when I grow up. And my cousins told me that real artists don't copy. And besides, Miss Landers won't let me use my own 64 Crayola crayons. Miss Landers won't let me use my crayons." Well, Mrs. Bowers said, "what are we going to do?" She turned to Miss Landers and they whispered together. They whispered. Miss Landers nodded. "Now, Tommy," Mrs. Bowers said, "it wouldn't be fair to let you do something different from the rest of the class. It's not fair if you have 64 crayons and Jack and Jeannie have 8 crayons, right? It's not fair. But I have an idea. If you draw the pilgrim man and woman, look, there's a pilgrim woman, pilgrim man. If you draw the pilgrim man and woman and the turkey, and if there's any time left, I'll give you another piece of paper. And you can do your own picture with your own crayons. Can you do that?" "I'll try," Tommy said with a big smile. Tommy was happy. So he's going to do the pilgrim picture and then a different picture. And he did. There's Tommy's picture. And he did. There's the different picture. Look, Tommy drew Mrs. Landers, the art teacher. She has flowers because he's so happy. And he still does. So this is really cool. Look at this. This is Tommy. Now he's old. He's all grown up. And he's still drawing pictures. And you know how we can tell? Because look, the book is written by Tommy. Tommy wrote this book. This Tommy wrote this book. So this is when he was a kid. Now, Tommy looks like this. But he still draws pictures. All of these pictures. Tommy drew all of these pictures. Isn't that cool? So I like this book.